right, in 5, 4, 3,
Cheap flights.
Cornbread.
How's it going, everyone? This is Frank Cavone, the Cheap Flights and Cornbread podcast.
How's it going, everyone? I'm Frank Cavone of Mirth Films, and today we are doing episode 37 of the Cheap Flights and Cornbread podcast here, right from the Putnam Place, and we got a lot to talk to you guys about. First off, I want to thank Laura Leigh for stopping by. How you doing, Laura?
Good, thank you for having me.
Good, good. How you doing, Brett? It's been a few days.
Yeah, it's been a bit. I'm I'm amidst about a 36-hour fast right now, and I'm actively hallucinating. So at any point I just, act up.
Hey, you're taking the legal route, man. Some of us back in the day didn't have that option to be able to hallucinate and
in a free setting.
We needed a ticket to paradise.
Yeah, exactly.
All for you had to
like pick it up. You had to pick it up like from some sketchy dude, like maybe waiting in line for like fish tickets for some reason.
Probably. What about you, man? How's your week been?
Dude, busy, and it's going to continue to be busy. But hey, didn't we get that snowstorm this week? That was pretty nice.
Yeah, I heard we're definitely getting a snowstorm.
Yeah,
for sure,
another
man.
one. It's kind of wild that like the beginning of the winter we had nothing. It was kind of warm, kind of cold, and now we're just getting dumped on like every every 2-3 days. I'm not crazy about it, but I'm gonna hit the road.
There you go.
I'll deal with the snowstorm.
You should tell Anastasi the same thing, man. Stay away from MSG. We need more outdoor shows.
That's what I'm saying. How's your week been?
It's
Frankie?
been crazy, man. Last week around this time, we had to cancel the podcast here because I fucked my back up ice skating and couldn't really do much. So, and it was the worst timing because we got to work for Mo this weekend, and that was incredible. And but like I didn't get to do really much. Like usually I'm like running around with a gimbal. Fucking at any place I can be at, like throughout the venue, just trying to move around, get cool shots. But I got to thank you, and I got to give a big shout out to Chris Senzik for killing it. You guys both ran camera, and by the time you're watching this, both shows will be released on the Mo YouTube channel. So go and check them out. They were great shows. Did you attend?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still exhausted from it.
Seriously, yeah. It was a great time. Did you
weekend was
enjoy one night
awesome.
over the other, or did you go
I was only there on Saturday night, and I was just like hanging out up in the balcony. I love it up there. The sound is so good up there.
Did you clean up after yourself? So many dudes. So Frankie and I got to witness firsthand how many people left all their goddamn garbage lying around.
Wow.
And I could, we were the last ones to leave. We were even, the stage crew beat us out.
Yeah.
The only people who we didn't beat out were the people who were picking up all the garbage because there's so much. And as they're picking it up, they're like throwing stuff in the bag like, these wook-ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, literally.
Just,
which, in all honesty, is kind of disgusting how much shit people leave. But a lot of ground score opportunities. So they're probably hey, we're going to find a diamond.
I found a quarter.
Shout out to Jules. Always picks up after everybody.
Shout out to Jules. There you go. But it was awesome. Second night musically was incredible.
Yeah, Shannon Lynch saxophone.
That's right.
For the Happy Hour Hero is probably my favorite.
Pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
It's Shannon Lynch sit in. Who else sat in? We
the
had
Karina Reichman bass off.
Oh my God, I'd definitely book her. Hopefully she comes and plays Putnam Place one day. That would be really cool. Mm-hmm. She did just play Lark Hall, I want to say back in January. So she is trying to get out, do things with her band, but she's doing great stuff. And what I really like about these new acts that are coming out, and I wouldn't call her new because she's been playing in Benevento for some years now, but they're just, it's not your typical jam band, and a lot of it's not even jam. You listen to like Freak Bass, you listen to Reichman. There's just not that it's just not about the improv only. It's about the song. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, I feel like throughout the past 5 years, a lot of bands that come out, it's about the improv. There's no weight to it. And what's really cool about artists like yourself, Girl Blue, Eastbound Jesus, so many that are really centric around the words, I think that pays off in the long run. And I guess this is a good transition. What got you into songwriting? Because I'm sure you played music your whole life, but what was it that was like, I got an itch for this and I really want to do something?
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to answer this question, just like having bad shit happen to me. just going through really hard shit. Like it just happened. Yeah. Like I've always loved music. I've always kind of wanted to be a songwriter, but it didn't actually happen for me until I went through some heavy shit, you know. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Like I love like bands with great lyrics, you know. So that's what we're going for.
Yeah, that's cool. And I gotta ask, and I don't know if Greg told me this or you told me this. Are you related to Greg Bella in some way?
I mean, basically.
Basically, okay. He's like, because I can't remember if he said to me that like you were his niece or something.
Yeah.
Or, okay.
I call him Uncle Greg. So Greg and my dad went to Siena together. They're like, they've been friends.
He's one of the Siena guys.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, so I've known Greg and Marilyn my whole life. They're like my second parents to me.
That's too cool.
Yeah. So I call him Uncle Greg.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, so you got it. So heavy stuff, like, and I gotta say, I mean, writing down, like, even talking about things with other people is helpful. But writing it down, getting that emotion out of you, was that like the thought or the goal, and then you picked up the guitar, or?
Yeah. Good question. Yeah, I mean, usually for me, everybody's different, but I feel like for me, it's like there's that one line, like the hook, that comes first. And it usually has like a melody attached to it, and then the whole song just kind of comes around in a circle around it, you know.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I talk to people about this all the time because songwriting is so fucking hard, you know. So everybody has a different process, so it's interesting.
Yeah, and you don't want to sound cliche. Like I've only written a couple songs, and I've like found myself like writing and then rewriting because I'm like, is this just to rhyme or is this actually have any meaning?
Yeah,
to
it's a
this
really
actual thing.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So okay, you're writing songs, and I'm guessing you're already attending music. You're embracing the live music culture. What acts were you going to see out that were like, okay, I think I can do this myself. I can take what I've been writing and I can transition to playing live. Like, how did that
That's a good question.
path happen? Like, what was your first gig? Like, as
What was my
cliche as
first
that
gig?
sounds.
Ooh, I used to play in this band called Wise Roots when I was in college in New Paltz. We played at Snugs all the time. I don't know if you guys know Snugs.
Of course, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love Snugs. I was just playing accordion in that band.
Oh, no shit.
But, you know, we had this, like, awesome woman singer. Her name is Sophia Wurtzel. So I was just, and it was all original music. That was the first band I ever played in. I was super young. But at that time I was, like, you know, on Fish tour too, and like
nice.
I was out in the scene a lot. I was also, back in those days, going to see the Deadbeats like every Wednesday at the Low Beat. So Denise was a big like role model for me. And now we're like in a band together, and we're like best friends, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so I've just been in the scene for a while, and I guess Denise was one of the big role models I had, as like, you know, one of the only female musicians in the Dead scene and in the Albany scene.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, she really, I mean, she's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And she's just a knowledgeable, very just approachable person.
Yeah.
I really had my first interaction with her when COVID was going on. They were playing some Stream at Ninola, and I just remember thinking she's such a badass.
Yeah.
And so
She
that's
is.
cool though. So and now you're playing, like you said, you're playing in a group with her, Rock City Junction, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So okay, for those who don't know everything that you do and know about the Laura Leigh Band, what's different with what you're doing with Rock City Junction?
Yeah, good question. So Rock City Junction is more like, we think of ourselves as like harmony driven, like very soulful, all originals. You know, we're not really a jam band. It's kind of like Crosby, Stills and Nash,
Oh, cool.
that kind of vein, and like very the band influenced as well. But it's cool because it's me, Denise Perrant, and David Chapman, and we all write songs. So we all like get to write together. and bounce ideas off of each other. Dave's just an amazing like engineer and like as well as a guitar player and singer and songwriter. So we have like all of these different things that we do together. We're writing a lot of new music, and we have our first single coming out on April 7th.
Oh, sick.
So we're releasing our first single, and it's called Souls Beyond the Road.
Oh, cool.
It's an original song that Dave wrote. So there's that, and then Laura Leigh Band is more like classic country rock, like powerhouse rock and roll band.
Yeah,
just
for
like
sure.
When I started Laura Leigh Band, I thought of us as like a cross between Crazy Horse and New Riders of the Purple Sage.
Great voids to fill. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
nice. And you've been really, I gotta say, props, because you've really been pushing yourself a lot lately. Everything from doing Hilltop and Friends, which major shout out to those guys, but Hilltop and Friends. What else? You've definitely, like, you did the, you played one of the Wednesday things at Paris Public House with Eris.
Yeah.
And then Eastbound Jesus, you had to sit in with them
Yeah.
right before the turn of the year, and it's just really cool to see, like I said, see your path and how you've, like, I don't know, are having this success, because like even with Hilltop or with any other bands, like now, like after doing this for like a few years, it's like you see bands come and go, and like seeing you come up is awesome, especially in a time where I would say we don't really have a lot of necessarily, I wouldn't like I could consider Glass Pony a jam band because Greg Bell books him, but are they really like bringing back the Karina Breichman conversation? Is she a jam band? Like,
yeah,
we need more of that. Like after Formula
Absolutely.
5 stopped playing, like there hasn't been that band other than like what we got now, like Annie in the Water, or Laura Leigh Band or Hilltop or whatever it may be. So it's just, we've needed this for like 5 years. So thank you for playing music.
Thank you. That's awesome.
So, but you had some questions, Doug, right?
I mean, not really, but I mean, I was listening to your album, Living in Cambridge. I was a very big fan of it. When it comes to like writing a song like Leaving This Train, like, what kind of inspires you to, put together something like that?
Oh, that was a very, that was a thing that happened to me, like directly. It was one of my first times seeing Mo in New York City at the Beacon Theater. And, we had a crazy night, and I had to like find my way to the train to get back upstate I left my car at the Poughkeepsie train station, and
Nice.
It was the middle of winter, and it was like this really foggy day, and the train going up on the Metro North is right along the Hudson River, so all you could see was just out the windows of the train. It was just clouds and like a little bit of sunlight on the river, and I was like, am I in heaven? It had been a long night the night before.
Of course, yeah.
So I was like with my friend drinking whiskey on the train, and I was like, had this idea of like this train going to heaven. So that's where that song came from.
Cool. Yeah. All right, so really pulling your inspiration from where your experiences are. I like it.
This is what life is like in Washington County.
Okay.
At least the whiskey part. I can't speak on the train part, but the whiskey part is pretty accurate.
Oh, they got good trains in Washington County too.
We have a train that goes through Washington County.
The Batkill Rambler.
Is that what it is?
That's a pretty sick name.
I like that.
I've never heard of it under any name other than. No. But now I need to do some research. I've only been on that train once, and it was just terrible. I felt like I could have walked faster. But you also don't realize that because trains are fucking huge, and they only go like 50 miles an hour when they're, especially our lovely part of the Adirondacks where there's these giant elevation changes and these weird ass twists and turns, and there's a lock on the Champlain Canal.
Okay.
All these things happening basically from Ty to Whitehall to Fort Anne to Fort Edward until it becomes another county's problem. But dude, it's a lot. Like, it seriously, I don't know how it was with you. I just feel like time moves slower once you're on that fucking train. And
maybe that's
I have
maybe
not
we gotta all
had.
get on the train.
I've never had
Slow
a
down life a
sufficient
little bit.
amount of whiskey to feel otherwise. But I don't know. I feel like you almost age faster. You age faster, but time goes by slower.
Yeah.
It's a little time
Fuck it.
vortex on
I'm-
it.
Guess
I'm
we'll
bringing-
have to do an
It's a portal.
experiment.
I'm bringing pen to pad about my night on the train.
Perfect.
It's not going to be a good song.
Shout out. I'm making it the sponsor of the podcast. I was originally gonna make the sponsor of the podcast this week Pain, because that's all I fucking went through this week.
But
it's Cronin Harmon. If you're going to see Fish, you're going to see any band in New York City, take the fucking train.
Yeah.
Don't drive in the city. It's just stupid. Like,
It's not
you
that
drive down, you pay like nothing compared to what you're paying in the city, and you got a safe place to park your car, and you're only an hour out.
And
It's
you can
like
drink on the train.
you can drink on it. Yeah.
That's true.
like legally?
You can legally drink on it. I mean, in Penn Station, you can buy a beer right in there, right? Or
Right.
something like
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to. You're not driving the train.
Yeah.
I don't think you legally can actually.
Imagine
so-
getting
I
getting
don't know.
getting a
unspoken
DWI as like a train operator.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. What's that?
Like imagine getting a DWI as like a train's
Yo, how do you
conductor.
get pulled
Right.
over in a train?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
we saw you swerving a few tracks ago.
Yeah, that would be kind of
Oh,
retarded. But yeah, we're just going to take the time to do a couple plugs. First off, head to our YouTube channel where you can watch every single Cheap Flights and Cornbread podcast, live shows, all of our original content, and whatever else we have dropping. That's what we're focusing our time on this year. So please help us out. It means a lot. Also, Greg Bell's Grappling Greg documentary. We're doing a second premiere. We're doing it at the Cahoes Music Hall on March 30th. So definitely go and check that out if you did not see it the first time around. And if not, you can't make it to that one, stay tuned because we will be dropping it for free eventually on YouTube. But we got to figure all that out. So, and also Listen Up Awards, March 26th at the Cahoes Music Hall as well. Your vote, your choice. Voting is wrapped up. We had over 38,000 people vote for this stupid thing.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's amazing.
We had like 5,000 people who voted last year, and it just, I don't know. It's just like, I guess people really liked it, so they voted again. I don't know, but like, I just think it's cool because number one, it is a great way to see how the public looks at local music because they're the ones voting. So, and at the end of the day, if I'm a band, I want to know what the public thinks, you know, like, or maybe not at all. I mean, some
Yeah.
people don't give a shit, but if you do, this is a great way to look at how you value yourself, if that means anything to you. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm off script today.
It does
Jesus
go to show,
Christ.
like, it does go to show how crazy of a jump certain things can take in year 1 to year 2, and if there's anything we're learning in our
Right.
ventures so far.
Seriously,
That's
and
cool.
thank you, huge thank you to Rob Schmiddix, Art for Debt, for honestly being the people forefront with all of this. They are the ones who actually came up with Listen Up Awards. I'm just part of the team helping it out, and yeah, just really cool to be a part of something bigger than what we're already doing. Nothing means more to me than this local music scene, and if I didn't have it, I would have nothing. So, fuck yeah, thank you for voting.
What's the dress code, Frankie?
Wear whatever you want.
Except the suit.
Except the suit, unless your
unless
name's
you're
Brett
Brett.
Porter, because he doesn't follow me.
I
You're wearing blue
have
jeans and a Kiss Alive 2 t-shirt.
I have slowly created this army of people who are going to come with me. So I'm taking the night off of work bartending at Hell, Glens Falls, to build an army of people who are going to wear suits there. I want to see how many
As long as
people.
they pay money.
I want to see how many people Art for Debt will physically remove before he realizes I'm one of them. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a fun
But
challenge.
you got in. You were the one that got kicked out.
Hey, mission accomplished. There's like 15 people who said they're going to go, and they're all going to wear tuxes, dude.
So, just to get back into the swing of things here, so you, what have been some of your favorite musical moments on stage so far, and for what reasons? Is it an Eastbound Throwdown performance? Is it maybe one of your first performances? Like, what was really the show that was like, I can do this, and we're gonna fucking crush it?
There's been a lot of those recently, which I'm happy to say.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, being at the Palace with Eastbound Jesus was really special. Like that, you know, I've seen so many shows at the Palace, and you know, it's
Yeah.
so and I love those guys. Eastbound Jesus. I've always loved that band. So that was cool. Also, the show with Glass Pony. Shout out to Glass Pony. They're awesome. We have something coming up with them in the works
sick.
that hasn't been announced yet, but stay tuned. Our show at the Parish House with them was awesome. Also, recently me and Eris played with his brother Marcus.
Oh, sick.
At the Parish Public House, and that was a really special night. I love Eris, Hallelujah Hat Trick, Hilltop, all those boys are like brothers to me, so.
That's cool.
So there's been a lot of good times. Too many good times.
Hey, the more the merrier. And it's cool that you guys are all like you bring up Glass Pony Hilltop, like you guys are all like associating with each other and like working together, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's I'm so lucky, you know, we're one big family, and a big person to thank for that is Greg.
Hell yeah.
I just really appreciate everything Greg's done for this scene. Obviously, bringing people together like that is not easy, and the way he does it is all out of love, and it's really, really special. So.
That's cool. So you've known Greg your whole life because your dad and Greg went to Siena together.
Yeah.
So did you ever go to any bell stocks early on?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, my first bell stock was I think it was the year Formula 5 played, actually.
No way.
I can't remember what year that was, but yeah, that was quite a while ago. It was like 10 years ago or so.
Okay.
I think. Maybe not. But yeah, I didn't go to any of the really. Didn't Mo play at Bellstock?
I guess so. From what? Yeah.
I wasn't that early on. My parents kind of like, they kind of dropped off the scene for a while, and my dad started like playing banjo, and they moved up to the hills and just like stopped like going out for a while.
Okay.
When like me and all my siblings were kids, so we didn't I didn't go to a lot of shows growing up. You know?
So how were you getting exposed to music? Was it through your dad or?
Yeah, my dad taught me everything about music.
Okay.
My dad's like a great
so did he
guitar
teach you
player.
to play too?
What's that?
He taught you how to play too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how does it must be nice having like just a supportive backbone at home that they believe in you with what you're doing.
Yeah, they sure do. My dad's a musician. My mom's a painter, which I'm also a painter.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the perfect blend of both of them.
Perfect. I'm sure they're happy about that.
Yeah,
so,
I hope so.
So with art now, like what came first, the music or the art?
Both of them, but I was more seriously becoming a painter. That was kind of like my vision for a long time, was to be a painter, and I went to school for painting, and but it didn't really work out as planned. I just got way more into music, which I'm happy about. I actually like being a painter is kind of lonely, and it's so you're just kind of in your own head a lot, and being a musician, you're out being social, and I've kind of realized that's more my scene.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, there's pluses and minuses of both. For myself, like, there's times where I want to just, like, mow, for example. I know probably half the people in this room, it's going to feel amazing to be here, run into, like, 70 people, and then, like, and just give a bunch of high fives, that is why you do it, and
I feel you.
but on the flip side, not like I can't paint for shit, but like I when I'm behind my computer I can do some things. So I like my downtime too. I like my space alone, because if I don't have that, then I can't like re-energize my mind to want to go do more, or be like, because like on the flip side, if you're out doing too much, it's like you're drained and you're going to burn yourself out. So look, a good balance, just like write some music, make the cover art for the album, go play a show,
Yeah, that's a big struggle with me. Like, I played over 80 gigs last year.
No way, really.
Burnt myself out, and
it's not good
hard.
to
And I've always told my band, like, I'm taking auditions for the Laura Leigh lookalike contest. I'm gonna hire a clone of myself.
I actually know someone who could Where can
Really?
they send their resume?
Send them in.
She's batshit, but I think she could.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I already love her.
Oh, man.
Nice.
The resemblance isn't that striking. I'll show you off camera, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, I'm a little offended."
So, okay, so now you brought up something. You said back in your heyday you did Fish tour. What was your first Fish show? I mean, and we haven't brought up this question in a long time. Have you ever seen the band? You know them?
The band?
Yeah.
The band?
The band.
No.
I went to see.
Vermont, buddy.
No, I thought we were talking. You said the band, and of course I think of the band.
No.
The band.
I get it.
I'm not that literal.
Or the cover. There's a cover group called the band. Which I heard they were really good.
sound really
Mirth Minute superfan Dave Van Scoy went to see him. He went to see The Last Waltz, which I wanted to go fucking see The Last
I did
Waltz.
too.
He loved it so much. He saw it, I think it was at Proctor's.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a proud.
Then went down to Connecticut to see it a second time.
Wow.
Yeah, he's dedicated to the craft. But are we talking about Fish?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're talking about. Different.
Are you talking about the band known as Fish?
We're talking
Yeah.
about a quintet, actually. So, what was
Quintet?
the first
Oh,
time
sorry.
you saw?
I haven't.
What was the
Sorry.
first time you saw Fish, and was that like your first jam band experience?
Well, I guess so. Like, I mean, my parents are huge Deadheads, so I grew up going to like Dead shows. But my
No
first Fish
way,
show.
really? Holy.
Oh no,
fuck.
I never saw Jerry.
Oh, you never saw-
I
okay,
wasn't
okay, I was
kind
gonna
of
say, damn,
But
I'm
like
jealous.
going to see like Further and The Dead and all those bands. But my first Fish show was the show at SPAC. I think it was 2010 when they opened with Tweezer Reprise.
Oh, snap.
Remember?
Wow. Okay.
I think I was like a senior in high school. My sister was like one of the OG Fish heads from Burlington. Like she went to
cool.
St. Michael's, so she got me into Fish, and so yeah, that was a sick show.
So, okay, so, fuck, I totally
I
forgot. what
have
was
to
gonna
brag
ask.
one thing that I haven't bragged this since like episode 10.
Oh.
When I was like, I went to college for film, but I took a bunch of like bass guitar classes.
Oh, cool.
So my teacher at Plattsburgh State, Ellen Powell, actually taught Mike Gordon how to play.
Oh, really?
Well, gave him lessons. And when she gave up on him or he gave up on her, whoever, many years ago, mind you, said that he wasn't ever going to make it. Which, hey, sometimes you just prove your teachers wrong, man.
Sometimes you do.
She said I had a lot of potential.
Yeah. So, did you have? I don't know about you. Like we grew up in Lake George, and we were surrounded by other people who also were fascinated by this band.
Right.
Did you have that, or was it through your parents?
It was all through my family.
That's
yeah.
fucking awesome.
I mean, I grew up
That's
in
gnarly.
I'm a farm girl. I grew up in farm town. No one was really listening to Fish.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like out in the wild, there's not really
Dude,
many people
yeah.
listening to Fish.
Yeah.
No,
You have little groups.
It's really
of
just
Fish
like the
heads.
Northeast. Yeah. New
Yeah.
England area.
Dude, summer
I mean,
2010,
There
man.
was like 60 people in my
I never-
class. I was the only one listening to Fish.
Yeah,
So-
same. Yeah.
Dude.
You were also hanging out with kids like 4 years old.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I mean, he blended in pretty well. He
Exactly.
was with it.
No,
But,
this
dude,
kid was like, this is my best friend of all
2011.
time, but like he was, when I was, I don't know, I forgot how I met you. I think it was through skateboarding, but like.
It was through no,
but
dude, I saw
basically-
you skating down like my hill like as we're kids, and I was and like George there's like 4 skaters, so you're like,
Right.
what's
What?
that? And then
Exactly,
yeah, no, you but
That's
you like you
cute.
hated me though.
We had a weird start to a friendship, but basically Doug was like the star child, and like he was hanging out with like all of us, like we were all like 4 years older than him, but he went as far as becoming the class of 2011 with us, to the point where he got his next school picture taken with the class of 2011 t-shirt.
With the gangster background, it was like graffiti and whatnot.
Yeah.
It was like honestly one of the best pictures
Only
I've
kid to
ever taken.
graduate twice in New York State.
Dude, right?
That's awesome.
I forgot. Did you walk 2011 as well?
I should have.
Aw.
Mr.
should
Kukoza
have.
said no.
When they said Frankie Cavone, I should have just walked in your place.
It was a simpler time.
Very simple times. But yeah. Okay, so you found Fish. was that before or after? Did you like know there was a live local live music scene, or did you go to the bigger shows first? Because for me it was opposite. I saw Fish and then realized there's this whole bunch of other shit too.
I think what brought me into the local scene was the Deadbeats. Like, I've always just loved that fucking band.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing them at the Lobby and I just felt like such a little whoop girl back then. I was like, I love these people. Who are they? And now I like play with them all the time. They're like some of my best friends. But yeah, I think that was, you know, I've always loved Fish, but it wasn't like, I was never like really.
Yeah.
I went on Fish tour because I was making art and selling it in the lot.
Oh, so you're profiting.
Every person.
Yeah.
Everybody else is losing money.
I love the music. I love it. But yeah, I think it was the Deadbeats that kind of brought me into the Albany music scene, and Greg too, of course. But
hell yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I think I almost like this local stuff way more because it's much more personable. And when you go into a room on whatever, a Wednesday or Thursday night at the Parish Public House, you know half the room, and you don't get to experience that at a huge level, you know, all the time. Especially if Fish is playing MSG, which you got to stop doing that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You don't like MSG?
I like MSG, but like, I want to be outside, you know, like during the summer,
okay.
you know. We did the Baker's Dozen thing. That happened in 2017.
Gotcha.
Why we gotta do it again? You know, like. And this is just a tangent of mine. Like, put on a fucking festival. It's your 40th year, and I also have. I got curveballed hard.
I was curveballed. Yeah, I was there.
You were there when it happened.
Oh yeah, I spent the night like I call it the Fish apocalypse.
Did you go
crazy.
and there was a folk band playing, I don't know where. I couldn't even tell you where it was on the fucking land, but there was just this band playing Fish music. And like they played Fluffhead, and like everybody's just like dwelling together, and it was like the saddest but greatest moment of my life.
Yes, I think I was there for that, and
Oh,
also
shit, it was magical.
the ditch party.
Oh, that's what it was. It was the ditch
Yeah.
party.
They had the mounted police going through the ditch.
Yeah,
just walking through.
Oh my god.
It was crazy. That was the craziest night ever.
That was insane.
Yeah.
That was so many rocky moments, like leading up to that. For myself personally, like I had like lost a family member, like going into that, and like questioned, like, should I go out and see Fish right now when I just lost like one of the most important people in my life?
So tough.
And I was like, she would have wanted me to. So I was like, and I got my first photo pass ever for Fish, and it was for Curveball, and I got curveballed on that too. So that kind of sucked. But then we got 2018 TU shows, which are really good shows. But but going back to the conversation, like what Greg Bell has created, and it's not just Greg Bell. You can go to any northeastern major hotspot like a Burlington, Buffalo, wherever it is, and you got that like foundation of people at a smaller level. And I think if you don't have that and you don't realize how important that is, we have nothing else. Like, so that's why like people like you know, people like Greg, like we all have like these like positions. I think in my head like that like make this greater thing, and it's just really cool to be a part of it. I don't know about you, man. Like, just like
crazy.
Yeah, like
part of the scene.
Exactly, like meeting a Denise for the first time, and like knowing of the Deadbeats for all these years, and then like finally being able to talk to them, and act like and hang out with them as peers. It's just like, I don't know, I'd give up anything to keep that, you know.
Absolutely,
it's just
right.
amazing.
Yeah,
so.
I feel the same way.
But we're blessed. We get a lot of great shows here, also touring wise, and we got some great shows coming at the Putnam Place throughout the coming months. And one of those shows is Dogs in a Pile. They're either March 17th or 18th. Those guys fucking rip. I mean, we already knew that though. Also, we have
Haley, right? Haley Jane.
Yep, Haley Jane. They're playing with Haley Jane. Are they like playing on stage together, or really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Sweet.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm interested. I haven't like looked to see what they're doing, but like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Haley Jane is her songwriting is amazing.
Yeah, she's like one of my role models for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
and have you ever had any interactions with her, or got to talk to her?
Yeah,
or?
I opened for her, and she came up and played Gold Dust Woman with my band.
No way.
That's awesome.
Ah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
we like traded vocals on Gold Dust Woman, which was awesome. Yeah, I love Haley.
She's one of those people, just like Al Schneer, I'm way too nervous to talk to. Cause
Yeah.
like, if I know who you are and I listen to your music and I like love the shit, it's just like really hard for me to have like a real conversation because I'm like kind of fanboying at the same time.
Yeah.
She's one of those people. And that album she has, I forgot what it was called. It's like a picture of her. It's like purple and white. She released it like in her heyday, like 2016.
Yeah, with the Primates, I think.
With the Primates.
Yeah.
So good. Like, and I really was like, she has it. She has what it takes to be be the best. She is the next Joplin.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's awesome.
In raspiness, with her voice, she can, you know, and her songs aren't all like, you know, traditional like 60s style rock. It's like this new age stuff too, which is really cool
For
that
sure.
she takes those chances.
Yeah, she's so cool too. She's so nice and personable and like humble. You know, she's an awesome person. Yeah.
I'll have to ask her sometime if I throw a set too. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. It's like we get to go. We do 80K Fest each year. All these great artists come in, and we just like sit in our little spot,
like, oh my God,
in our bungalow, and just like
Like,
smoke
once
weed.
around the
I hear
camera
ya.
though,
Exactly.
get real
Once you're around
close.
the camera.
I hear you.
Like even working with Mo, like I think I talked to Chuck. I was like talking to Chuck as he like came in for sound check on day one, and I like said like a few words, and then I just like my mind like wiped its slate, and I was like, I don't know what to say to you right now because I worship you, but thank you for being here. Like that's what I wanted to say, but like he just man, it's just hard for me to approach people like that. I don't know. Where other people I can just be a fucking asshole.
Where I,
No, I can never relate to that.
you know.
dude, you gotta just be comfortable. Like these, I mean, granted, it's easy for me to say. I just learned about Mo like 6 fucking months ago, really.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe the holy shit, these guys are like gods hasn't hit me yet. But hell, as I told you, like I ran to you immediately after. I shared a bathroom with Jim, like literally with the percussionist extravaganza himself. Jim, that is his name,
Yeah,
right?
Jim.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
Jim
go to show
Cavone.
how little I fucking know. I love their sound. If my life depended on knowing much else after that, I would be a dead man. But dude, at the end of the day, these guys are all people. Like they shave in the morning, they put their pants on one leg at a time, and when they have to piss, they piss. And you let them take the bathroom, and then you use the janitor's sink.
I like that. I like that. You're a very respectful man.
Disrespect.
I'm a gentleman.
So
Janitor's sink.
we're just going to not switch things up here, but we are going to just plug some Putnam Place shows because Putnam Place is gracious enough to allow us to do this each and every single
Yeah.
week.
Frankie, where's your script?
So you know, it's just really hard. You know, I have no script today. Man,
Gotta use the phone. This feels
it's
so
so
primitive.
fucked up. I hate using my cell phone. I hate cell phones in general. This is just my tangent of the day. I just don't like sometimes like people think they can just reach out to me at like any fucking odd hour of the day.
That's mostly
It's like
me.
asking me for things. It's like, oh, you want to shoot my show? It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. No, like I'm not going to like if you text me at like 3 to 4 in the morning and I'm not drunk, then I'm probably not going to text you back because I got too much shit to do when I first wake up. I cannot focus on a fucking text message.
Don't feel
It boils
guilty,
my
guys.
skin.
Most of those are me.
I usually don't read them. I usually don't.
You never read them.
I don't
I've
at all.
had so many billion-dollar ideas in
You
there.
have, I'm sure.
Lost in the wavelengths. I was surprised you texted
alright.
me at 1 in the morning.
I know. I was like, you told me like, dude, I'm going to sleep so I can make it to the podcast tomorrow. I was like, you suck. So it's March now, which isn't it crazy? Like I feel like
know.
these first 2 months are just like I blink and it like and I know a lot of people say that each and every single year, but like out of any year more, and maybe it's just because it was a short February. We only had 28 days.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
why.
Like
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I didn't get everything done I needed to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got some shows coming up. March 3rd, we got Dead Man's Waltz, formerly Steal Your Peach, which is great. If you know Jeremy Walls, he's a hell of a guitarist. He plays in the band. Great shit. If you want to hear the band or Grateful Dead music, that's a good one to go to. And then we got The Convenience with Wyatt Stockwell and Cosmic Turtle on March 4th. On March 6th, we have the Family Tree Band with Sly Fox open mic, which I think I might finally take up an open mic and play some tunes.
That's the one to go to, boys.
I got a couple songs that I've written that I kind of do want to dust off, and just so I like can remember the lyrics and like I don't know. I had this one song I wrote I was like really hyped on. Like it was the most like emotional song I've ever written for my capabilities, and I was like, wow, this could suck pretty good live. So I'm gonna go try it.
So humble.
I don't know.
So humble.
So March 11th, we got The Spot with Nick Rossi Band and Tom's House. And then like I said, each and every Monday we got the Family Tree with Sly open mics. So go and even like in all seriousness, if you are trying to get into play live and you want a comfortable place to play and perform, I would definitely check out this place because the thing is, the staff here is great. No one's going to judge you, and that's the way it should be. Music can be very judgmental at sometimes, but in open mic level, people are pretty open-minded. Yeah. So it's about being open. Key word of the day. All right, ladies. Girls Night Out show, live, male review. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this right. March 16th.
I feel like you pronounced review wrong.
Or is it R-E-V-U-E?
Okay, no, that's
review.
Is it Revu?
I think that's review.
Well, if you want to go see a bunch of topless guys, this is the place to be on March 16th. And then, of course, as we talked about, Dogs in a Pile with Haley Jane. It is March 17th. I am going to quickly check that. March 17th is on a Friday, so that means I do not have to work Lotto. Oh. You will see us there, and we will be doing a podcast live.
Sorry, Target.
Leading up to the show. So definitely come.
Wait,
if you want to come 17th? Talk shit about whatever.
St. Patrick's Day? St. Patty's Day?
Is that is March 17th?
It's St. Patty's Day.
I know if it was like Thanksgiving where it's like, oh, okay.
It's a Friday.
No. What? No.
You know, like Thanksgiving, it's never like a specific
St. Patty's Day is pretty routinely March 17th.
Well, I'm fine. I would not know.
I'd love to say I could join you guys for that, and if we had more capable help at the bar, I would be here. But
well, if you got nothing else, if Dogs in a Pile just ain't your thing, then go to Peter's Pub. They got one of the two only smoking rooms in New York State at a bar. So go smoke some cigarettes and hang out with Brett Porter and talk some shit. Next, we got Drag Queen Bingo. I'm actually pretty interested. I've never done bingo live. I have done drag karaoke one time.
Drag karaoke?
Yeah, I brought this up on the podcast one time recently. But yeah, I did Midnight Rider. It was my mom's 50th birthday, and we went to a drag bar, and they were doing karaoke, and I'd never done karaoke in my life, and I just didn't have it in my skin to do it.
So you busted
But I had
out
a
the
couple
Allman
cocktails,
Brothers?
so I kind of did.
Nice.
Wait a minute. You did your own courtyard sessions. You've done open mics, but karaoke was...
This is before that. This is back in the day,
okay.
2016. We're talking like 9 years ago.
I'm pretty sure didn't we play that?
Oh, we did. That's right. We did play twice.
Yeah, we did play
We used to
twice.
have a band. We called it Break the Step.
We didn't like dubstep.
We hated dubstep, so we were like, break the step.
That's awesome.
So we wrote a couple songs. They still kind of. We wrote one song about like a Schedule One drug.
Yeah, that one's good to say.
But due to unforeseen circumstances, we changed the lyrics to be all about Macbeth from Shakespeare. So it's actually pretty cool. And you wrote the lyrics for that.
I don't remember that part.
I remember every lyric to that song.
I don't remember switching the lyrics of Macbeth. I remember doing a Macbeth video.
Yeah. Well, you did a Macbeth video too. Right. So yeah, we got March. We got some shows going. Some I need to plug that's just like way far from now, which I'm like, I almost cried when I saw it, and when Greg Bell told me at the Palace. May 4th, we got fucking Spafford coming here. They're like my top 3 bands. I love those guys, and they got Corey from the New Motif in the band now, who is a great keyboardist, filling the spot from Red. And I've watched every single show. They put out every single show on their YouTube channel. You can watch their live streams. Spafford is one of those bands that never fails, never changes their. They beat to their own drum. They're like Slayer to me. Slayer never changed their style. Metallica, they went in so many weird directions that I'm just like really scratching my head. But like Spafford, they're just truest, like they're just so They jam so fucking good. And if you're a metalhead, you probably like them too. So go check them out. May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Bring a lightsaber if you want to. It'll be a good time. But other than that, we just have some country line dance and stuff happen on Wednesdays here at Putnam Place. If you're going to line dancing, I think in 2 Wednesdays from now, from when you're watching this, we are going to be doing like a tutorial video on how to actually do that. So if you want to watch that before you come to Putnam Place, let's put on our cowboy hats and fucking yeehaw. Yeah, that's it right there. So, but I would say, yeah, I mean, I think it's time to talk about what we've been consuming.
Is it that time?
It's that fucking time, man.
Shit.
We're skipping Steez or Stale this week. I only had like a couple. I'm trying to build up the bank a little bit right now.
And
but
you also don't have your script.
I also don't have my script, which is pretty upsetting. I don't even know how we got through this show. I probably messed up a few times,
No,
but
you're
it's
very
okay.
efficient with
Wait,
plugs.
can I pitch one Steez or Stale?
Let's hear it.
Always.
All right. To those of you keeping score at home, Steez or Stale is our, I guess, game show. We'll call it a game show, where we pitch you a thing, a circumstance, a place, a noun, a word, and you get to decide, in your personal opinion, whether it's Steez, which is what the kids call like cool, or Stale, which stale.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought of this off the bat because it's not often I get to say that there's other people from rural upstate New York here. So when someone from another small town says that their small town is better than your small town, Steez or Stale. When someone from Hudson Falls is telling you that Cambridge blows.
Yeah, we'll go around. Yeah, Steez or Stale. Hometown appreciation, Steez or Stale.
Yeah.
That's a hard Steez for me.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
I figured, but some people, very few things really irritate me as much as the people who are like, oh, how could you love growing up here? Dude, it's fucking incredible. Like, granted, I had to drive to go places like stores or the mall, but I had fucking God's country in my backyard growing up, and that's like you can't put a price on that. I mean, you can actually. It's called real estate, but
It's expensive too.
It is super fucking expensive.
Put a big price on it.
But dude, like, if it doesn't bust out the inner John Denver in you, every time you like pull into your driveway, you're just like, man, this is home. Then, dude, you're doing rural life wrong.
Okay.
It's a hometown appreciation
City
for you
folks
guys.
just don't
for you
get it.
fucking
That's
city
what
slickers. You guys,
City
with your
slickers.
gas stations and your traffic lights. And your,
Hey,
Internet.
yeah.
what about you? Steez
I
or
mean,
Stale?
it's pretty steezy. I like my town, and if anybody says their town's better, I don't think they're right, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
I'm gonna have to go, for that reason. I have to go Stale because Lake George is way better than your town. Sorry.
I feel
Yeah,
like
but
that was very misleading. I don't know what so
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
so I think honestly,
because I didn't bring a script with me either.
Oh,
I
we
gotta
never do.
say, I in other regards, Steez, because I mean, like, I don't think that you get that personability. I can't even put words together, but I don't think you get the interactions you do when you're not in a small town. Like, when I was in like 5th or 6th grade, I unfortunately had to move to South Colony for a couple of years, and I just remember being like, I don't know anybody. I can't talk to anybody. This is like a class of like 500 kids in one grade. I came from a class of like 86 kids. So it was like a huge change. And you could say that, yeah, in a small town, everybody knows your business. But if you're not a fuckhead, then you're all right. So I think that growing up in an area where you have a smaller class of kids, you get to know people a little better. And even if you're not the same type of person, like I was a skater and I hung out with kids who fucking played varsity basketball because there wasn't that like I'm better than you mentality. I don't know about for you guys in Washington County, but at least in Warren County,
Well,
it wasn't like that.
As soon as you said a class of 86 people, it's like, that's definitely not Fort Ann. We were a huge class, by Fort Ann standards, and we had 34.
34.
Wow.
Dude, I don't know
What
how it
about
was
you?
for the Cambridge land.
It's about 80 for us.
We used to
What?
play you guys in like high
What?
school. I feel like.
Yeah, those farm families are big. You know?
What was
That's
the
a good point.
mascot name for Cambridge? I forgot. You guys,
mascot
they
name?
were always like
Yeah.
really good at basketball. I remember.
Oh yeah, I was on the girls'
You're a
basketball
baller.
team.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, what is Cambridge's school mascot?
Well, it's a very controversial issue. It's like in the news a lot right now.
What is it?
Oh,
I really
it's
don't
the
know.
Indians,
Oh, it's
but
the Indians,
it's like
okay.
a huge lawsuit.
Well, we're in the same. kind of
Oh,
problem,
for
too.
Lake George?
We're Warriors.
Oh,
But our
okay.
logo's the issue because we're using an Indian or a
Right.
Native American. I apologize. A Native
And
American.
I'm going to correct
Yeah.
this now, because, and granted, I'm not in a government position.
Yeah.
What we know as American natives use the phrase Indian.
And this is from Kyle.
This is from Kyle Barnes can back me up on this. On a federal
Okay.
level, it is the Department of Indian Affairs. It is not an inaccurate or an offensive term.
Okay. All right. So, well,
Columbus.
yeah. So,
Yeah, but either way.
but still, yeah.
Columbus can go
so,
fuck himself.
okay. So you guys. Okay. What about you guys? Are the Flying Forts?
No, we're not. We're the Cardinals, you dumbass.
You're
Oh,
Forts.
see, the Cardinals is great.
Oh no, that's
like,
Fort Edward, the
Yeah,
Flying
dude.
Forts.
Can you see it? Can you
Yeah,
see
I
it?
think they're the
I
no,
don't
yeah.
think you
Fort,
can see it, but
Fort
I have a
Edward
purpose.
was like an airplane.
Fort Edward, yes, Flying Forts, based off of
you're the
B-50,
Cardinals,
the
that's
B-52.
right.
The
yeah.
Cardinals is cute. I like that.
Yeah, it is.
Cardinals is
Yeah,
dude.
we're also the best fucking.
You've
soccer
been a
program
Cardinal
in the
your
area.
whole life, bro.
I know, dude. Once a Cardinal, always a Cardinal.
That's right.
Unless I decide to go back to like grad school or something.
SUNY Plattsburgh, man. Which have you played the Monopoly yet?
No, I would love
You
to.
got to get up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah. Well,
So great.
there's no reason why you shouldn't be playing. If anybody from the Monopoly is watching this, anybody from Lucid, if you're watching this, Chris
Yeah.
Jacket, if you're watching this, please book Laura Leigh band. And one thing we didn't talk about, Ginger Roots, another group you play in.
Love them.
I asked Sam Luke the same question. The dude that you played with at the Palace Theater.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Jeff McQuery.
He
He's my
is
brother.
the nicest guy ever.
You're right.
Ever. Like I don't know. I just felt like at one point at the Palace, you were saying so much nice things to me. I had to like get on my knees and like just like praise him. I was like, dude, we need more people like you around, and we got to have you on the podcast. Maybe we'll have both
get
of you guys
Jeff-
on sometime.
He's my brother.
Hell
My-
yeah.
My dad said to me, he was like, your friend Jeff, he has the clearest eyes. That's how my dad described Jeff. Yeah.
No, he's a guy
awesome.
with pure intentions for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. I think that's what he meant.
And he plays music and rocks too.
Yeah,
And,
he's great.
So we're at that time now where we talk about what we've been watching, listening, playing. If you play video games, some of us do. But so what have you in recent times been listening, watching, or if you play video games, play? Like if like what have you been consuming? Like what's been like
I don't play video games. I didn't grow up with the internet out in Cambridge. It's
right.
It's a
Okay.
dead zone.
Nice.
No, I've been listening to a lot of Michaela Davis. You guys heard of Michaela Davis?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
She just played on stage with Bob Weir at the Cap,
Yeah,
right?
she's awesome. I just saw her at Tubby's in Kingston. I've been listening to a lot of Alabama.
Fuck yeah.
I've heard of that band.
Yes.
Yes.
Dixieland Delight, baby. One of the staples of bluegrass.
Okay,
Oh God,
Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah.
this is my favorite
Nice.
podcast.
Do you watch anything or?
Do I watch anything? I've been watching The Sopranos.
Fuck yeah! All right. Cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Brad? What have you been consuming?
God, video game wise, I've been you know me, and the fact that I have 37 weird jobs that don't let me do anything.
I hear that.
Started getting back into this it's like a 2D dungeon crawler game. Super fun, great way to kill time. It's called Shattered Pixel Dungeon. It's free to play. Those who may or may not be interested. Television wise, I've been watching a lot of this. I don't remember what channel it is, but they go down like the iceberg of like basically go down the rabbit hole of like certain theories of TV shows and video games. Been watching a lot of that on YouTube. Started watching a little bit of Bobby Lee's podcast. I think it's called Tiger Belly. Well, it all started because You guys remember when like Carlos Mencia basically got ousted as a joke thief?
Oh my God,
So
dude!
I
His
watched-
shit has been on YouTube, like
Yeah.
virally, like recently. Like he did like some interview recently
With
where,
Bobby Lee.
With Bobby Lee, right?
With Bobby motherfucking Lee of all people.
Sorry. I totally watched it, and you totally just said it. I totally did not listen to it.
It's okay. It's okay. Music-wise, I've been getting back into Old Crow Medicine Show
Love it.
because I've always had this deep down fantasy of one day being in a band where I have someone sing the high harmonies while I take them home with the low melody.
Nice.
And it hasn't happened yet. Closest I ever got was Dan Norton, our glassblower friend, doing Wagon Wheel karaoke with me, which was fucking amazing. One day we'll have to do that. We're gonna bust it out for some random performance. Yeah, that's really it. Doug, what's been on your media palette?
Season 5 of Drive to Survive, Formula One, Netflix. That's all I need to watch.
Like George
All I
kids.
need
Do you
to
need
watch.
anything else?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Dude, I'm
Is it
getting
because of
more-
car show? Is that why?
Nah, dude. It's like a
Patty
soap
Merrick.
opera for like cars, dude. They're so dramatic and it's freaking hilarious. It's like, dude, just get in the car race. Like it's not.
Greg
not the end of
Merrick's
the world.
mom hit me up after watching the episode and like realized I was talking shit about it. She's like, "You should really watch it." It's
I mean,
actually
you
good."
should,
I was
dude.
like,
It's
"Cool."
pretty entertaining. Dude, like that's how I heard somebody talking about it, and they're like, dude, it's so good. Like, I like just watched one. I like had to watch the entire season. I'm like, that sounds like something like that. That's a good review. So
Okay.
I watched it, and now I'm stuck. I'm in it.
All
But,
right.
Other than that, I was listening to Laura Lee's album, Living in Cambridge. A little bit of my rap playlist and the Art Bell tape vault.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you, Frankie C?
We'll start off with what I've been playing. So I beat Spider-Man. Fucking great game. Oh man, it's got to be one of the best games I've played in a long time. And seriously, probably like top 5 best games I've ever played in my life. Like it's so good to the point where I was playing Saints Row and I was like, I just want to web around, man. I just want to be Spidey. And so yes, I am a gamer. I like playing video games because it takes my fucking stress levels way down when I'm at home. And if I didn't have it, I'd probably be still shooting photos and making myself chaotic. So other than that, yeah, I've been playing the new Saints Row. After that, I went through my Tony Hawk phase. Like beat that game 23 times in 1 month. I was like, I gotta take a fucking break.
I was waiting for it.
So I'm like in the open world thing right now, and especially like when with like the editing the Mo shows, like it's not like a Word document. You just fucking save the file and it's done, right? So it's
my God,
I had to like wait. I had to wait like 16 hours to even be able to edit the first show, and so I had all this fucking downtime. I couldn't use my computer because it was locked up, and so I just binged out on video games. Listening, I have been listening to a lot of Mo, not just because I worked the show. Like I was kind of trying to prepare my mind for all the songs that I wasn't like the most familiar with. But what I ended up realizing, there were so many songs they played that first and second night that I haven't really listened to because they're more ballady, and it takes me a while to get into certain moods of music. And again, and so long, were 2 songs I didn't really listen to a lot, and I'm obsessed with now. And when I was doing, when COVID happened, we got hired to do their album recording for Not Normal at the Palace Theater in the lobby. So I didn't listen to that. It was a double album. It was like This Is Not We Are and then Not Normal. And This Is Not We Are has like Skitch and Buffalo. It has the song Crushing, which I'm like obsessed with now. And then it has Dangerous Game, which is a really great Al song. That like, but like I totally missed out on that first album because I was obsessing over the second of the 2 albums because that's what the band was playing for the first time ever live. So I was like, I missed out on this shit, and now I'm like really hyped and into Mo. And I really think like back, like when I was listening to jam bands and like getting into it, I could have said, yeah, Fish, my first show was 7/8/2012. Great show, SPAC, they had that fucking awesome Yem that night and like other great shit. But it was just, I think Mo was the show that was, for me, the show that I went to Modown 2012 hated jam bands. Sat in my car and then listening to Ride the Lightning front to back while Mo's playing a fucking intense set, and like they did like this whole like Dark Side of the Moon thing. I didn't give a shit at the time. Why would I? I was closed-minded. And so Mo was the band. I was like, wow, Chuck Garvey's guitar playing changed my life. So and then I figured out some things and realized that I like some jam bands. And so I've been listening to Mo. I've been listening to A Flock of Seagulls. That song, I Ran So Far Away, that is the song I'm living my life by this year. It is a great 80s prog song, disco.
One-hit wonder.
You would know it. It was a one-hit wonder, but it's a great song.
That was one of the Grand Theft Auto theme songs. Actually.
It was a great, Grand Theft Auto theme song, and so I've been listening to that, and then I've been watching the Kyle Dunnigan podcast, which he's like become my favorite comedian. He basically like took advantage of the whole face swap thing and face swaps celebrities. So he has a whole show online. It's a podcast each and every single week. They stream live called At Home with Sly Stallone. So you're literally just watching Sylvester Stallone face swap with Kyle Dunnigan, and he's so accurate. And I preach him. I haven't heard a comedian as good as him since Bill Burr. He's really good. And I keep on looking at your camera like it's the main camera. So
it does look like the main camera.
You heard it here
Doesn't
first.
it? Yeah, I got to move it a little bit next time.
I actually didn't realize that wasn't the main camera until you hit re-record and then flip the thing. I was like, oh, that's just Brett.
People really think we're like staring at a wall.
It's a nice change of pace to be the center of attention for
You
once.
are.
But upcoming, stay tuned. We're going to have some great guests coming in throughout the weeks, and definitely go make sure you follow Laura Leigh on all of her social media platforms. Late Night Laura Leigh on Instagram. What are you on Facebook? Is it just Laura Leigh?
Just Laura Leigh.
Okay. And then makes great art, great music, and is a great contribution to this music scene. So thank you so much for everything, Laura.
Thank you.
And is there anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah, definitely. We have a big show coming up at the Unihog in Hoosick Falls.
Nice.
Which I don't know if you guys have ever been there.
I've never been. I need to go.
You would love it. Jason Von Guinness is a good friend of mine. He's the owner. It's one of my favorite places to play. So Laura Leigh Band is opening for Yarn on March 25th. It's a Saturday night, and there's tickets still available, and that's going to be like a really awesome show.
Hell yeah.
And we are opening for Eastbound Jesus at the Bennington Arts Exchange on April 22nd.
Ooh.
Oh, sick.
So I'm really
Cool.
excited for that too.
Well, I definitely want to make it out to a show, and again, I apologize. It seems like every opportunity I get just doesn't work out, and
You're a busy guy. It's okay.
I don't know. You're doing great things, and like I said, I got to catch you now before you're Joni Mitchell. So, but yes, this has been episode 37 of the podcast. It's the first time we got the number right in like 4 episodes. So, as all of you know, you can watch us on premiering every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on the Mirth Films YouTube channel. You can also listen to it on iTunes. You can listen to it on Spotify. And most importantly, head to our website, mirth-films.com, where you can go and check out all the latest concert news, live music reviews, bullshit, and all that jazz. And stay tuned, because we're going to have some Wild in the Trees announcements coming really soon. And we are also celebrating our 5th year as a company. So we will have announcements coming about the 24-hour podcast, which we are not looking forward to. And
I am looking forward to
Is
this
that
a
like
lot.
the Truman Show?
I'm
It feels like
we did it last year. It was miserable.
Okay.
I'm not looking
I feel
forward
like
to the
I
last
tell this
6
story.
hours.
I tell this story. I feel like every time we bring it up, but and you guys you guys could probably keep score at home for how many fucking times I've said it. It was my idea. Because I in college always wanted to do a telethon. I thought a telethon would be so fucking cool.
That is.
It was your idea.
And I roped them into it. And at the end, we did 3 p.m. to 3 p.m. a Saturday into a Sunday. I had so much fun. I thought it was great. We had some small fires along the way. We learned the limits of how long you can live stream live
Yeah,
stream
we realized
stuff.
you can only live stream 8 hours on Facebook.
And toward the end,
Oh, really?
we did.
Yeah,
we did
I mean that's
crawl.
more than plenty.
That's more than
You're not a
We
psycho.
crawled- well, we crawled to the end. By the end, we were doing it off of a phone, and we were so strapped for content. At one point, Frankie and I were reading the instruction manual to his board, and it was fun. I still enjoyed all of it. This time around, and by the way, did that 24 hours. I drank 36 beers. And then at 7 p.m., I went to bartend.
Wow.
And had the busiest night of my fucking life. I blacked out, and there was like $400 in my pocket. I'm like, we're good. So I'm hoping history repeats itself when that time comes. And it really is a fun time, and we have a very clear goal to where that money's going. And I mean, let's be real. Yeah. It's going right into our pockets.
Last year we raised almost $400 for Ukraine.
They're doing okay.
But hey, they're doing all right this year, so we're going to raise some money for ourselves.
I actually heard they're doing a podcast for us this year.
No way. No, in all seriousness, though, we will probably find somebody to donate to, just because we really do this stuff because we love it. And
that doesn't sound sincere.
That was the most ungenuine thing he's ever said.
We do this because we love it.
No, I mean it in the sense of like, you know, like we do it at the end of the day, like if I have nothing to do, I'm my own worst enemy. So doing something for 24 hours constantly
will make me your worst enemy instead.
Yeah. But I will probably bring back the set. We'll probably do a live Break the Steps set. We got a whole set list of music at this point now. So stay tuned.
It's going to be a fantastic time.
Yeah,
great man. 24 hours.
It's going to be a great 24 hours for you guys. So, as all of you know, again, we can listen and watch the shit where I said 2 minutes ago. And this has been episode 37 of the podcast. And thank you so much again, Laura.
Thank you.
And Brett, what do you got to do?
I got to go and buy some cigarettes. I mean, smoke them if you got them. Smoke them if you got them.
Smoke them if you got them, guys. Have a good night.